Welcome, everybody. I know some of you have been waiting for this one. We have a lot of you on this one, and some of you are watching this on replay, so thank you. I've got my friend AK, who I met for the first time in person at Inman in San Diego last year, and I talked to him for, dude, I think we talked for like 3 minutes, and I was like, dude, you have something absolutely freaking amazing.
Well, that's very kind.
So welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate you. Let's get right into this, everybody. I want you to pay attention to AK's screen. He's gonna be sharing something. He and his team have built something that allows other companies to continue to evolve because it simplifies the process of connecting tech to other tech that doesn't usually communicate. So in essence, all the stuff that you wish worked together, he's making it easier. And all the things that you wished would work over here, like this CRM would work with this piece of tech, this software would work with Follow Up Boss or Lofty or anything, he simplified that. And that's important because it allows our world in real estate to move faster, because if it's communicating, that means we can do a better job as agents in focusing and building relationships. So where do you want to start with this, AK?
Yeah. So I think a place to kind of start with this is, I actually put together a quick presentation of sorts to really, I'll go ahead and share it, right? Which is
there you go.
Really to kind of frame, how to think about AI, right? I think like we're all hearing about it all the time. I know you talk about it quite a bit. You're using it quite a bit. And I think there's like two emotions, right? I hear a lot about. One is, hey, I'm really excited. There's so much cool stuff happening. What should I be using? What should I be doing to kind of give myself an edge? And there's like a second anxiety of like, okay, is AI going to take my job? Is it going to replace me, right? Like, what is the future going to hold? And, I was listening to one of the kind of like leading researchers at one of the, AI labs, and he had a really interesting idea. And I wanted to kind of translate that to real estate to be able to kind of create a framework to really understand how should I be thinking, or really answer the question of how should I be thinking about, where is AI going? What can I use it for? What should I expect in the future? Right. So that's where I wanted to start. So yeah, I've call this how top agents will use AI in 2026. But I kind of want to digress and talk about horses first.
Okay,
right?
Tell me about horses. Wait, do you even like horses, first of all?
I have ridden a horse once in my life. Not a big horse guy, but the reason why I talk about it is, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And so there's a bunch of lessons we can kind of take from the past to kind of understand where the future is going.
Okay.
And so, if you look at like the number of horses we had, right, in the world, right, it actually went up quite a bit until around this time and then went down pretty fast after that, right?
Yeah.
You might ask, like, what happened at that point? Well, I don't know if anyone in the audience wants to guess. We did.
Tell me, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guess what happened in around the early 1900s, late 1800s? What caused horses to be used less? I mean, you'll be like, oh, it makes a lot of sense. I need some help here in the comments, because AK and I know the answer. Going once, it's delayed, so I'm seeing it on Facebook already. Yeah, you're right. You got it right. The car, right, on Facebook. Very good.
Yeah. So yes, the car, but that's really what we call the modern automobile, right? We've actually, if you look at it, had what the precursor to the car was starting the 1800s, right? They were steam wagons, steam carriages, right? That were that we had in the world, right, since the 1800s. We've had mechanical engines since the 1700s. The difference is the technology was not good, right? It was too slow, couldn't travel fast enough distances, too inefficient, too expensive. And the technology got better at a rate of like 20% every decade, to the point where we finally got the modern automobile, right, around this time. horses were not affected. They continue to like, populate, grow in terms of like the number of horses we had in the world until we got to the point where cars finally, or the, mechanical engines finally got good enough where it finally hit a tipping point. And that's when it was better than using a horse. It was, more affordable, as economic to kind of own. And that's really the point I wanted to make, right? Which is the technology was there long ago and it improved steadily. But it's only when it hit the tipping point that we had, change in user adoption, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, enough about horses. Let's talk about chess, right?
I like
So,
it. Wait, do you even play chess?
I don't play chess.
All right, so far, not bad. We're not doing bad. Okay?
So far, I'm talking about a lot of things that, I'm more of a data guy, so I collect the data.
I love it.
So this is like a ranking. In chess, we can rank players, how good you are. This is a ranking of like the top 10 grandmasters in the world, right?
Okay, cool.
We've been teaching computers how to play chess since like the 80s. And again, the technology got better at a rate of like 50 points every year, right? Up until around this time, the grandmaster would beat, any computer chess player pretty easily, right? It's only after it hit this kind of like tipping point, right? Where at this point, the computers just beat the grandmasters every single time. It's not even a competition,
Wow.
right? And again, you see the kind of same pattern around, hey, look, the technology exists. It gets better slowly, slowly, slowly. And it's only after it hits that tipping point does that change the outcome of what's happening in the world, right?
Got it.
And, let's talk about something else now, which is ride sharing, right?
Have you been in one without a human?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so we see this happening again, right? And so I wanted to also call out ride sharing, which, Tristan, this time I have gone in an autonomous vehicle. Have you taken one of the Waymos in, I know they're actually in your hood, right?
Yeah, they are. There's a ton.
They're great. I think so, at least, right?
Yeah, I like them.
We kind of saw the same pattern again, right? Which is like, if you looked at the number of miles in 2012, autonomous vehicle could drive, it was only 50. But it kept improving at an order of about like 3x a year, right? To the point where in San Francisco, they finally got unleashed, and it's already like, the number 2 competitor in that market. I would not be surprised if it's even like higher than that by now.
Of course, man. That makes a lot of sense. I actually enjoy it better than riding in an Uber.
Yeah. And so like the entire point I'm trying to make here is you see this time and time again, right? The technology exists, right? In this case, we can talk about AI again, right? It gets better over time and it hits a tipping point. And that's when it's really where it starts to replace the existing and prevailing behaviors and, things out there, right? And so if you're in real estate, you might, instead of asking, hey, is AI going to take my job? Is AI going to replace me? Or, like, what is AI going to automate? The question is really, what are the things that I do today where AI is going to get to that tipping point of being as good and then eventually better than a human, right? And that's where it really starts to make sense for us to use AI, right? And so I wanted to put this like a little 2x2 of how you might want to think about what tasks you should consider using AI for versus doing it yourself, right?
Okay.
And so if you kind of put on a rating of difficulty to frequency, so how difficult is it for, AI to automate, and how frequently do you do it? The high difficulty tasks in general are things that is going to take a long time for AI to hit that tipping point. And this is where, you're going to be using humans for, the longest period of time. It's the low difficulty tasks that we can start automating. And it's really the high frequency tasks that you probably care about because you're doing it all the time. So it's really these like high difficulty, high frequency tasks that, agents create all the value in. And, these are the sorts of things where it's like building relationships with clients, right? Those are the sorts of tasks that I think, we're going to see agents doing more and more. And it's these low difficulty but high frequency tasks that I expect us to start automating first.
Yeah, I
right?
agree with you, man. Do you have a list of those that you've outlined?
It's going to vary. Every agent's business is a little bit different, right? But like the sorts of things I would bucket in there is like scheduling, emails, CRM grunt work, right? Those are like the basic things where it's like so easy for us to automate. But and we're doing it all the time, right? And I can show you a quick demo of a few things that you can do with it.
Please.
Cool. So, maybe the context here is like, Rollout as a company, we build a bunch of integrations infrastructure. Everything I'm going to show you, we, don't necessarily, we've built on top of our existing technology, but we don't necessarily like produce it and put it out in the world. So I'm going to show you what I think is going to exist kind of in your hands by the end of this year. And so let's see.
Nice. Okay.
Let's go with, all right, there we go. Perfect.
All right. What am I looking at?
So this is actually my phone.
Oh, cool. All right.
So this is like a live app. I'm actually demoing what's on my screen right here.
Okay.
And so this is like a simple personal assistant, right? So, one of the simple things you can kind of start to automate is anything that you would hand off to a personal assistant, right? I think you'll be able to automate most of those things, right?
Yep.
And we can connect it to all the tools you're currently using, right? So I'll start with something simple, right? Let's just say I have a client and I just want to prep for the meeting, right? So I can just talk into it. Hey, I'm going to go to meet Alicia. Can you look in my CRM and pull up all the information about her so I can prep for it? And actually just give me the talking points for our meeting. And boom, I've finished recording my task. It's already running it. You can see the transcription there is pretty perfect. And you can see it is getting all the information from my CRM and preparing talking points, right?
What CRM what CRM did you connect it to? Because I know you can connect to every CRM.
We can connect to every CRM. In many ways, it doesn't matter. For this one, I just connected to Follow Up Boss.
Oh, cool. I just did a Follow Up Boss session, so even better, dude.
Yeah.
Jumped off of that.
Exactly, right? And so you can do all sorts of things, right? I've actually connected this to a bunch of MLS data as well, right? So, give me a zip code that you might care about.
90265.
Okay. So I just got asked by a prospect on when the best time to list a house is. They are in 90265. And can you use my MLS connector to come up with the analysis, then generate a slideshow and email that slideshow presentation to me? All right, let's see what that does. It's a pretty complicated multi-step.
That's a tough one, dude. All right, while you're doing this, I have a question because we talked about this a month ago, 2 months ago. I don't even know when we talked about this.
Yeah.
Well, first, show me what you got.
Look, I mean, the cool thing is this is just, I'm giving a task. It's executing in the background and it's telling me when it's done. And so boom, the first one, it gets her information. It says recent activity. She expressed interest in this thing. Here's the talking points. She wants to talk about this type of home. She has this concern. Confirm I got some comps for her, gauge her interest in next steps. Like I'm prepped for my meeting, right?
And it pulled it from Follow Up Boss. So it's pretty easy.
Right. It pulled it from notes, right? And like, getting information into Follow Up Boss is often like a big, it's somewhat annoying and, a little bit of grunt work, right? Or grunt task, right?
Yeah.
And so I could, let's just say I'm out and about in the world. I meet someone in my sphere, I get introduced to someone, I'm at a networking event and, I, want to add them to my CRM. All I have to do is I can just pull out my phone in public. I can whisper into it. It'll, be able to like figure that out. And let's just say something along the lines of, hey, I just met someone called Tristan Hamuda. He is looking for a 4-bedroom house in Beverly Hills. Can you create a new contact, add a note for this, for his preferences, and then create a follow-up task so that I can catch up with him tomorrow, right? I could literally do that anywhere after any conversation I have, and it just gets added to my CRM, right? Which is kind of cool here. And
Dude,
so
that's how I want my CRM to function. Like this is it. I don't want to have to go over here, figure it out over there, have to upload manually. I just want to talk to it.
Yeah, I hear you. Let me see here. we'll do the full thing where it's like, all right, I have my very simple follow boss. This will be running in the background. So I'll come back to it, right? The only thing is the AI does take some time to do the work. It's not instant yet, but it'll get there, right? And I'll just keep this running in the background. So that's okay.
Dude, most of the time I'm driving in between, right? I just finished meeting somebody. I'm going to a meeting. Like as soon as I finish talking to it, I don't expect it to be up immediately. Like I'm gonna check it in about an hour when I'm done with what I'm done, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm updating this, and Thomas, he's gonna show us he's using follow-up boss, but he's using something else to communicate to any CRM. It doesn't just have to be follow-up boss, it's anything. And
Yeah.
he'll show you what it is. But first, here's here's the thing that matters to me. Like in between, I'm showing a property. I get into my car. I'm like, okay, just showed a property to AK, 123, a Brilliant Street. He kind of liked that one, but he had an issue with the pool. And then I go show the next one. Come back in the car. Okay, show this one on whatever street. Got it. And then at the end, it's all there because I'm talking to it and I get used to it. And I don't have to worry about manually doing it because now that's a hang up. See, this is where AI wins for us long term because it's doing all that grunt work that he showed on that screen on those 4 sections. It's the stuff that we shouldn't be doing in the first place. And no, Thomas, it is not KW command, but it connects to it. So it connects to everything, literally anything. This is why I brought on AK because this shit's amazing. But
Yeah.
and if you don't think it's amazing, it's because you don't fully understand it yet. But we're not done. So hang
We're not,
tight.
we're not done. I think like what you described about connecting to all your tools is, yes, it'll connect to any CRM, any transaction management system. Soon it'll connect to all your forms. So you could basically, tell someone, or, you have a client that's interested, you're like, great, hey, send that buyer's, rep agreement ASAP right now, right? Just like dispatch that right now. And I think your point about, hey, look, you're in the car, you want to make use of that time, be productive during it. Let's just say you finish like a showing, and this connects to your email and calendar as well, right? So what it could do very easily is something like, hey, I just finished an open house for Jasmine Reed's home. We had 14 groups show up. People loved the location and the kitchen. Only objection was a few people noticed the pet smell near the downstairs carpet. Can you send a seller update email to Jasmine?
While
Right.
you're doing that, Roberta's got a good question. I want to just answer it. Why do CRMs not do this? The answer is none of them have figured it out because we've talked to all of them, right, through lab code agents. And this is why when I talked to AK for literally 3 minutes while walking in downtown San Diego, I was like, dude, you're going to change our industry. This is why he connects to everything. And now you're watching all of these companies behind the scenes. They're hiring AK's company to connect and make this happen for you. So this is why we're showing it to you because it is a big deal.
Yeah.
Good question, Roberta.
Yeah. And some of these tasks are just taking, some time to run. The AI does process it. It does check, hey, am I doing it the correct way? It tries to not make mistakes, etc. So, we have it running kind of on a loop like that in the background, just checking its own work and redoing it if it's not right. But, I'll give you an example because I ran this right before our conversation as well, just to see and make sure everything was good. And here is the market analysis best time to list for a different zip code, right? And this literally came 25 minutes ago. This is generated through the AI. And so you can see, it is a pretty professional looking presentation using real MLS data.
So wait, you talk to it. The thing that you talk to it to, like for me, it was 90265, which is Malibu.
Yep.
So in a few minutes, it's going to give you this exact same thing, but for Malibu.
That is correct. That's 100% right.
All right, cool. Continue.
Right.
This is awesome.
This is exactly what it should be able to do for you, right? And so, take this a step further, listing presentations, CMAs, etc. Right? It connects to actual MLS data. It connects to your tools. I think, just to kind of give you some insight into our roadmap, any like prop tech product you're using today will soon be able to connect to that by the end of this year as well. And so, just orchestrating work across everything you use without ever having to actually go into the tools and type it in is kind of our goal, right? To like make all that happen.
Got it. I
Yeah.
like this, man. All right. So then the question is, well, first, let me see. Do we have any of them done?
This
We
one,
got another second one.
yeah.
What's this?
Yeah. So this one sent out, this email has been sent successfully. So, I'm sure we'll get the email for this, but it's like a simple seller update, right? Just talk to it for 30 seconds and boom, it's just done for you. And you can continue the next task that you have.
And then with that one, if they're already in your CRM, it'll just update your CRM with what you just did.
Yeah, exactly. I could basically tell it like, hey, update my CRM for exactly the same content, right? And it should just do it.
Perfect. All right. So then you pop this little thing up. What the hell is this, dude? Where does this live? How do we use it? Are you going to release this? Because we talked about it a little bit. What is this and how do we do this?
Right. So what we basically do is we're more the back end people. We try to connect the tools and make it all work. Our goal is really to have as many people building on top of these integrations to kind of like customize it and make it work for you. So we'll make a crazy offer here if that works, right?
Yeah. Go.
Is if you're part of a team, if you're part of a brokerage, you want access to this, and but you don't necessarily have a software person that can actually build and maintain and manage all of this, right? We'll just give you the underlying code so that you can basically build this yourself, maintain it yourself, basically just own the code, right? We talk about home ownership a lot within this industry. Rollout's going to introduce the concept of code ownership, right? So you can actually have a custom version of this product
Where
for.
would we upload the code? Where would it live?
We'll help you figure that out, right? It really just depends on whether you have a software person, you need a software like team to work with you, etc. Like we'll introduce you to some of our partners. It really depends on if this is, every brokerage team is different. If you're an agent that wants access to this, like we love to find a solution. We don't have one off the top of our head because, we like to be more of an infrastructure provider underneath the hood. But this is just an example of the sorts of things that you could do.
Well,
Right?
it's an example of what you're already doing with some of these companies that you're working with, because
Yeah.
the way that this works, everyone is let's just say Lofty or Follow Up Boss or KW Command or some of these big companies, they want to work with AK. In some cases, they are working with AK and his team, and they're building this out so it communicates with everything. So just because you're using one CRM or one CMA tool or one automation tool, it doesn't mean it won't connect anymore, because everyone's working now with AK's company because it's the only one in the industry that can connect things like this so they can talk to each other. This is why he's able to send me this. Show me this.
Well, this is your Malibu home, right? So this is your zip code, spring listings, higher sales. Is that true, Tristan? Is that your experience as well?
Show me. What do we got? Properties, higher sales price, spring. Yeah, dude, that's normal.
And spring sells faster too. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. No brainer. And like, this is the cool thing, right? You spent 30 seconds writing this into an AI. It gets you a nice report. You have a prospect that asks you a complicated question, and you can send this over to them.
Yeah, that's accurate too. It is high inventory, median price. I know median list price is crazy,
It's
but
crazy.
it's not the median sale price. Okay, it's just the median list price.
Yeah. Right. And this looks cool. Like, I think it's a well-designed presentation too.
Dude, that's probably the biggest surprise for me, that it actually came through nicely. Because I don't know. I don't know what you grabbed and how you created it, but that's really pretty. Is it connecting to Canva, or is it just building it off of Claude or GPT? Where?
Yeah. It is basically, it's just using Claude in this case to do it, because Claude and Gemini actually have really good UI sense. But yeah, we basically give it a bunch of templates and whatnot. And so the kind of like AI skills are pre-built by us, making those skills available to you within like a mobile app, or actually I was going to show you a custom GPT that we built as well. Right?
Oh, perfect. That's what we were talking about, the custom GPT. Jody, this is all custom built, and He works enterprise, AK. So I brought him on to show you what his company Rollout does. You can look it up. It's Rollout. Is it rollout.ai or rollout.com?
Rollout.com.
Rollout.com. And this is mainly working with big companies in our industry. And so he's showing you what's around the corner because he's the one running it for all these companies. So Jody, it'll be available for, we'll be able to do this with so many of the companies you're working with because of him.
Yeah. And I'll drop in like a form or something if you have an interest in like getting access to this. We'd love to figure out a way to get you access to it as well.
Perfect. Well, show me the GPT, man.
So yeah, by the way, this thing worked. It created, your record right here.
You told it to create a contact.
Yeah,
Nice.
I told it to create a contact, what you're looking for, a follow-up task, and boom, it just worked.
And you could, where do you decide to connect it? So let's say when I sign up, and then, is it just the CRM that I'm using at KW Command? That's on the back end for you?
Yeah, so let's see. I'll just go ahead and do this entire thing. Here, I'll come back to it in a sec. It'll like send me an email and I'll be able to log into it.
Perfect.
I'll come back to it in a sec. But yeah, you should be able to connect it to basically, in fact, let me just show you Rollout integrations page. So any of these CRMs, you should be able to connect it to, right? That is basically what should be available to you.
Got it. So all the main ones plus some.
Yeah, all the main ones plus some, and transaction management, all that is already built in. And soon we will make it so that any tool that you need to connect it to, right, wherever you do work, it should be able to connect to.
So you're going to allow us to communicate with all software we use, so it's seamless.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. Dude, you're like our dream. Thanks for making all this shit possible.
Well, we're just the integrations layer for now, right? And we're building all these like AI skills. But my hope is a lot of people will bring this to life, and you'll be able to customize it, right? Like, if your brokerage does CMAs in a specific way, if it does, if it has specific SOPs, I'd love for you guys to be able to customize it so it works exactly the way you do it. Because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of folks don't want to do what everyone else is doing because you need to differentiate, right?
Got it. Makes sense, man. Now, what am I looking at here?
So this is, we basically like everything I just showed you. It's just, we're accessing it via this little mobile app, right? That's like voice enabled. You could do all that same stuff in, in ChatGPT, right? And soon, this will be available, I imagine, in like Claude and Gemini, et cetera, as well. Here's like a simple thing, right? So like if I just wanted to say, hey, who, like I could ask an open-ended question like, who should I follow up with today? And you'll see it's talking to our MCP server to figure this out.
You're gonna send me this GPT after we're finished talking, right?
I will do this, right? Everyone that is on this call, we can actually give you the GPT today. So I'll drop in like a quick like Google form or something, and you guys can just like send me
we'll give you the list, and or you could just send it to us. We'll email it to everybody, whatever you think.
Yeah, perfect. I'll send it to you, and you can forward it to everyone that's here.
Excellent.
It was like the LCA special.
That's a really nice special. Hey, try this. All right, what did you do here? Show me.
I just asked an open-ended question like, hey, who should I follow up with today? It literally looked at my CRM. It told me, hey, these are the people that are cold overdue. Follow up with them, right? And I could ask it questions like, what is Alicia looking for again? And it'll start to, figure this out for me. Get some notes, get some information from my CRM, and tell me what I need to do here. Have you guys played with the Zillow app and the Canva app and all those in ChatGPT?
I have. Guys, have you played with some of that? Those apps that are now built into ChatGPT? Let's see if we get a yes or a no, so we can go from here. All right. So now it told you Alicia is a buyer who came in from an open house and gives you some details. Can I have it follow up and say, hey, can I email? Can you email them something?
So right now, it definitely will do the drafting for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I currently have not integrated our Gmail connector. The standard one in ChatGPT doesn't let you send emails for some reason. But soon it should be able to, right?
I like
we
it, man.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got some no's. If you want to showcase the Zillow app or the Canva app really quick, how it's built in.
I think this is actually maybe going to be the killer feature at some point, right? So
I agree.
So actually, let me go back to, I just had this chat and it told me she is looking for East Austin condos. Okay, so if I just go to a new chat and then ChatGPT, Zillow, show me some, and right now I had to copy and paste it. Once we kind of port this as like a native app, and actually I've submitted it to the App Store. So at some point, they'll actually let me do one after the other. But yeah, like you could basically in the same conversation, figure out what does someone want, find some opportunities that or some things that we could send them. And then, again, like I say, draft an email to Alicia or something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
The Canva app I thought was pretty cool.
This is pretty awesome, man. I like that. Denise is asking, does this work with high level?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
Thomas is asking, would it work with a program like Slide Dial or Ring Central? How does this work?
Interesting. It should by in the relatively short term, right? So short to medium term, right? Definitely like within the next 6 months, I expect it to.
Perfect. And yeah, dude, who doesn't want to have the MLS inside of AI? Like all day. Why do I want to go anywhere else? It simplifies my life. I'm faster. I'm quicker. I can respond the way that our clients need to. This is the best. I like this, man. A lot. All right. Questions for AK while we have him.
Yeah. I'll stop sharing my,
Are you? I'll share it there. Are you primarily gravitating you as a user for things in general? ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, or all three?
I really like ChatGPT still, personally, mostly because the model I think is, maybe I sometimes prefer Gemini, right, for most things, but the bundle of things inside of it, I think is still unmatched. So like within deep research, agent mode, I use obviously the Codex stuff as well for code. The combination of all the features I really like. And then like, they have the App Store, they have probably the best mobile app. So that you can on the go. So I prefer just because the bundle is the best.
I like that. And Roberta's asking, Devin says Grok. Do you use Grok at all?
I have used it. I don't use it on a daily basis. I find it's just easier to go super deep with the tools you have and just like, start using as a power user versus, use a little bit of everything.
Makes sense. Roberta, is asking a question. Until we get this, what is your recommendation for agents to use this for? How do we use this? What do we do?
Yeah, so we should be able to give you access to that custom GPT so you can use it for, that's really just CRM operations. I'm sure we'll add more stuff to it. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use the MLS data within chat. Like, there was this entire controversy, so I have to get a whole bunch of permissions within that, but at least the Zillow app works there. So
yeah, Zillow figured it out. But
Zillow figured it out.
The MLSs have to block us from using them because that's how they make their money. So
yeah.
Makes sense. I like it. What about a single agent? How do we use this as a single agent? Do we have to wait for the CRMs to start integrating what you have? How do you envision that?
Oh man.
Or is it, dude, or do we answer it by releasing a GPT that people pay like $10 for, like our first conversation.
Yeah. I'm open to it, right?
Hmm.
I'm open to all sorts of things. Like I really do want people to have access and have the full power of these sorts of things. I think the simplest thing would just be something along the lines of what you described, or, depends on what you're looking to do. Some of our customers are actually building various things on top of our infrastructure layer, and we're happy to kind of also recommend you to those guys.
So I have a question for everybody, and then we'll end with this. If we had a GPT that we would that AK would sell for like $5, $10 a month, so that you can do exactly what you just saw because it connects to every CRM, would you guys actually use it and buy it? Just yes or no? Just so that we see, yes, this is a cool thing. No. This is a test. It'll depend what we do. So you give me a yes or a no, so we understand in the chat, and then we'll see here.
Okay.
We're doing this live, so you'll get some yeses on Facebook too. We'll pay attention. So, AK, I think the simplicity of it, originally I thought, well, we got to build a landing page and separate, but now that you showed me this, I'm like, it makes a lot of sense that it lives in GPT because it's so much easier. You just go along with any updates and changes, it's automatically done. So you don't have to redo anything. It makes a lot of sense. So people could just use the 5th most visited website in the world because they're already on it and just talk to it and be like, so my question is, how are they, when you have this GPT that people are on, how do they connect to their specific CRM? Is that something you guys do on the back end, or what happens?
Yeah. It's actually really easy. It's actually really, really easy. So, let me actually just show you, right? Where is the share screen? I stopped sharing for a sec. All right, let me share my screen really quickly.
I got you. And everybody said yes.
That's awesome. I guess we'll have to do it now.
Yeah, man. We'll head up Jim and be like, Jim, AK was right.
Yeah. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, got you.
Okay, yeah. So like everyone that's using the GPT can basically sign up and connect their CRM, and in this case, we're also doing like Gmail. We're doing your transaction management systems, right? So if you're using,
Oh, hold on, AK, I didn't see that. Scroll up to constant contact. So if I'm on that GPT that I'm talking to, I can be like, hey, write me a newsletter for tomorrow about blah, blah, crap, and get it ready on constant contact. Can it actually send it, or does it just set it up?
I think it will go. We should be able to make it so that I can send it.
Okay,
right?
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to go out without me reviewing it either. So it
Right.
makes sense.
So I think it's like, depends where the draft lives and all that. But yeah, I think the ability to effectively generate from ChatGPT and then just, load it up in constant contact is exactly where I'd like for this to go.
You have Wise Agent yet, or do you need me to connect you to Brandon?
We got it.
Perfect. I like it, dude. And this is it. We just grab that API code, throw it in the back of that GPT, and we're done.
Yeah, I might have to refresh it. This is my API key. I should not have shared this part. Don't share this with other people. So I'm gonna redo it after this call. But
yeah, don't worry. That's funny. Yeah, change it up after this.
yeah.
All right. I like this. So that's pretty easy. So then let's talk to see what this would look like. And then we can showcase it, and people would love this. Dude, the thing is, it's built into something people are already using.
Yeah.
So it's going to be super easy.
And like, I don't know if people are already subscribed to ChatGPT. Like, I'd be curious to hear what people are doing today. But
yeah, tell us what you're primarily using, everyone. Is it ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Perplexity? What do we got here? Give me, out of the top, what is it? There's only 5 major ones that most Americans use, right? So which one are you on? I'll tell you, AK, for me, I gravitate to Gemini way more the last 30 days.
It's gotten good. It's gotten really good.
Dude, it's gotten so good. Natural language combined with the depth of what I typically get on ChatGPT. I'm like, wow, like it shocked me. So that's why I'm gravitating there more. But ChatGPT too. All right, what do we got? Yeah, everyone's on ChatGPT for the most part, man.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. ChatGPT and Grok. Cool. But ChatGPT, everybody. Makes sense. 5th most visited website in the world, right? So everybody else is not even close.
Yeah.
And Gemini now.
And for what it's worth, I think we'd make it available on all the different providers once they have the capabilities.
Nice, man. All right. AK, I'm sold, buddy. Let's do it. Let's figure it out.
All right.
And then thank you for being on. Guys, any questions you have while you have AK? It won't be the last time we bring AK on. We may get updates on him about AI and what he's built and what's next in our industry, because he's the person that you typically don't see that's running the back end of everything that you love. And that's that's all of the CRMs, all the software. He's quietly in the back end making it all talk to each other, which is a beautiful thing. Thanks, AK.
Well, we're just trying to enable people to be more productive.
Appreciate you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. AK, let's talk, buddy.